everybody, Anthony 4x4Diesel. Just want to do a video and I don't want to waste your time, so first I want to tell you about what's going to be in this video. There's two things I'm going to talk about. One of them is going to be the trip we've just done. We're just around the 12,000 kilometre mark. This is the last day of our 5-week trip, so I'm going to talk about where we went and stuff like that, because I know some people will be interested. If you want more info, of course, check out our other YouTube channel, 4x4Adventures, spelt the same, except adventures instead of diesel. The other thing I'm going to talk about is, for all the people that ever might or have or in the process of purchasing any of our parts kits or wanting to book into the Prada Hospital, I'm going to run through a bit of information so you know what to do, that sort of thing. So if you're either of those two people, stay tuned. If you're not interested ever in purchasing any parts and you couldn't give a stuff about our trip, then you can move on to a more informative other video other than this one at the moment. So at the moment, left red mark this morning, currently about 200 kilometres from our next stop, which is Bridgewater Bakehouse in Bridgewater, Victoria. Awesome pies, by the way. Just pop in and grab yourself a curry pie. No need to even thank me later. Alright, let's talk about the parts purchase kit, all that sort of business for a couple of minutes, and then we'll switch to the trip. And I'd switch back and forward a little bit. I was going to do maybe 5 minutes of each, but you know, I'm indecisive and I'm allowed to do that. So if you do want to look, thanks for all the people that do listen and follow the Prada Hospital Facebook page. So I suppose that's the first thing. Subscribe, turn the bell on so you don't miss the videos. There's a lot of information there about your vehicle and to save you money. And of course, when you do need some of those parts, we provide for the 1KD FTV engine and vehicles, Prados and Hiluxes. If you want to know how to do it, you just really need to not miss the information that's in the videos. So you can check our playlist. There's one called How to Buy My Kits. Generally, this is how it works. On a Monday morning, for example, you know, next week, I'm going to guess it's about the 29th, at 7:30 AM Melbourne time, you send a text message and you say, hey Anth, I'd like to purchase an injector kit for my 2013 Prada or my 2013 Hilux, blah blah blah. And if you've watched some videos, you already know what's in the kit, because there's a lot of videos called the latest injector kit or the new injector kit, stuff like that, and it'll give you the info on what's in there and all the reasons why you probably should consider buying from me, and probably be very careful if you purchase anything anywhere else, because there's a lot of, you know, we've talked about, I don't want to go on about it, the counterfeit, the remanufactured. We recommend only brand new genuine, and it can be tricky to get a hold of, especially with all the other parts you need, which is why we have the whole kit available. So send that text message 7:30 AM Monday. Usually within minutes you'll get a response with an order, a text message saying basically summary of what you're purchasing and the details to make the payment. You make the payment, bada bing, the order, the money goes into the bank account, is the order, it gets paid. If it goes in straight away or within a couple of hours, it's going to get packed and sent the same day in most cases. If there's a delay, if you're with one of those banks that likes to hold it for 24 hours and they tell you it's for your security, well, it's for them to make more money actually, but we'll explain that one in another video. Then it could be delayed. It could be delayed a day, it could be delayed a bit longer, because of course by Tuesday we've got suspension day, we've got cars in the workshop, we've got other things going on, so it does cause some delays. Not usually too much, but just be aware of that. You might want to change banks if the banks aren't sending your money straight away like they should be. Osco, but we hold it 24 hours. Well, what was the point of that anyway? Here I am, I'm having a whinge as well. If you do that, then it's best that you do join the VIP group, which is on Facebook. Okay, so on Facebook we've got a number of groups. Keep watching the videos, you'll find all those groups. They're the best groups on Facebook, because that's what all the members said. Okay, if they all said that, absolutely awesome community, best groups. It's not about Facebook, the platform. I hate Facebook, whatever. It's a platform we use. That's where our groups are. It's not Facebook. It's just a tool we use. Okay, so it's our groups. It's not everywhere else you've been or heard of. Anyway, there's one called 4x4Diesel, like the YouTube channel. You can get in that one. And there's one called 4x4Diesel VIPs. That's for clients only. Okay, so friends, family, obviously free to join. You know, how would we know your friends? Well, that's in other videos. Obviously we know who family is, we know who friends are, and clients, or you can pay a deposit towards parts kids to get in there before you've made your parts purchase, so that you can do all your homework. There's heaps of videos in there changing injectors. There's heaps of pitfalls on an injector replacement job. There's a lot of people that do them that think they've done them right, but they've probably missed a couple of things, and they might be lucky. They might be okay for a while, but they might not be. They don't know what injectors they got. They didn't replace the pipes. They didn't use the correct torque specs. There's a number of things. Gaskets they didn't replace that might be okay, but not later. Let's not go on about it too much. I think I waffled on. So getting in the VIP group is really important. You pay a core deposit until you return your old injectors and a bunch of lend items that we lend you. The crowsfoot spanner, the dowel, the molly coat, the ultra grey, the red caps. We can negotiate if you wanted to keep that stuff. There's no problem there. We can work it out. Just let me know when you send your text message whether you're happy to send everything back or whether you'd like to keep any part of it or all of it, whatever the case may be. If we've got availability on everything, it's not really a problem for you to keep it. Okay, so if you do want to return your stuff, you just need to get yourself a small red bag from the post office, $15, and text me, hey, what's the current address to return the injectors? Don't trust Google. Google's got lots of wrong addresses, okay? Wrong information, okay? So that's happened a number of times. There's a lot of wrong information on the internet. Text me for the correct details. You should probably only text me Monday mornings for anything really, other than suspension. Dominance and suspension for your Prado or Hilux, that's Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. And the rest of the week we're busy, so try not to contact me or text me for anything, unless you want to get into the bad books even further. I think that's enough about the parts purchase for this video, but I wanted to give you a guide how it works. Like I said, there's more videos in the playlist, how to buy my kits. This sort of video will get dropped in there. Okay, now the trip, where do we go? So we departed Melbourne actually in March. It's been a 5-week trip. First day to Port Augusta, it was just a transit day. Yep, some people say big day to me. Just another day in the office, mate. Sitting here in this lounge chair, sitting back relaxing. It's a lot easier than a normal any other day's work. You just got to keep your eyes on the road, your hands on the wheel, and your foot ready to go on the brake pedal. Pretty straight, standard stuff. If you know how to drive, happy days. Next day we shot across to Border Village, right, so on the border of South Australia. So 2 days we're on the border. Next day was a little bit drizzly and miserable looking. Wasn't too wet, but it was just not the best for camping, and we were going to camp that night, so we changed the plans. We got some accommodation. Long story short, we had planned approximately 6 days to explore and check out the southeast coast of WA, really, the southeast coast along the bottom there from the border all the way across. So we got into some places like down to Euclid Jetty, down to Airbird Observatory, onto the beach. We got down to the Bilbunja Dunes and a lot of area through there. We didn't. Where did we get to? We got to Tolina Cove. A lot of those tracks, and that's where it became muddy, and we ended up getting bogged, and it was looking pretty bad for a long time there, but we were very lucky to get out. Like I said, check out the videos on 4weeks for Adventures that have come out, and there'll be more coming out about this trip. Give you some info, hopefully inspire you to get out and see the country, look after your vehicle, and just do it in a really easy way. Like I planned the trip. I think it went really awesome at the right time of the year. The weather was absolutely perfect for the whole trip, other than this day. That first day that was a bit drizzly, it all cleared up, and after that it was absolutely fantastic. I don't think we've seen more than a few drops here and there, and mainly sun and 30-degree tops. So yeah, from there, so we did spend about 6 days exploring that coastline along there, which was awesome. We'll put some photos up in our Facebook groups. That's why you want to watch the videos, and you'll see the page. Shows all the Facebook groups. One's called 4weeks for Adventures, funnily enough, so you might want to get in that group as well. And there's others as well, right? So then we spent a couple of nights in Esperance, because we know Esperance awesome, best beaches in the world. Been there a number of times. Beach drives, Wiley Rock down there, Lucky Bay, all that sort of stuff, and the other bay. Plenty of bays down there to have a look at. And then from there we shot across. Well, we stopped in actually Sea Lake, Lake Grace actually it's called, not Sea Lake. I'm near Sea Lake now. Lake Grace. Salt push in, yeah, the room was okay there, nice and clean. Just don't get food there. Then we went to Perth, stayed there a few nights, usual sort of things you do. runs, went out to Rottnest Island, a few other bits and pieces like that. And then we went down to Margaret River for a few nights, went to, where do we go, Pemberton. Awesome bakery just across the railway there, the one down the bottom in the bigger old building on its own, not the one up on the main street. One of the best pies you'll ever get. Out to the dunes and that, so that was good. Wish we had a bit more time, but of course, like we've been there before, we'll be there again, and got to plan more time for that south coast from Esperance to Margaret River. Really, spent a lot of time down there. Sounds like a whole another trip, couple of weeks between from there to there with the swags. Anyway, so we spent a bit of time down there, down around Margaret River and all that, a few days, then back up to Perth for a few days. Caught up with some of the crew. I think we went to the brewery there. A lot of people that are watching the videos and listening, they know. They're the people in the know, right? There's a community are you in the know or are you not in the know? Do you want to be in the know? Hit the subscribe, turn the bell on, don't miss things. Go to the Proto Hospital Facebook page, press like, follow and turn all notifications on. Get in Oz Proto crew if you're in Australia. Get in Oz Hilux crew if you're in Australia. Get in 4x4 Diesel if you're anywhere around the world. The group's designed so that people can help each other. No swearing. Try not to put swearing in the comments. Most of the time it's just going to be deleted. You go to all this effort to write a comment and then it just gets deleted, or do a post and you lose it. So no swearing, it's just not necessary. Just be nice to people, the people that listen and do that. That's what makes it a really awesome place, and thanks for everybody that does listen and be part of the awesome community, because to be honest, I've never seen anything like it. It's just awesome, So then from Perth, so we spent, it was about 12 days in Perth, around Perth, up, down, left, right, a few, day trips and stuff like that, having a look at a few of the usual sort of things, down to Scarborough for a swim. Pretty awesome beach there, and not too busy. I think it was it after the school holidays then? I don't know if it was school, I can't remember. It wasn't too busy actually, I was surprised. I expected to be a lot busier. I had a kebab there. What was the name of the joint? Straight across the road, mate, awesome. Looks like a pretty average shop. Right in the middle of those sort of food places there's a kebab joint, right? Awesome kebab, so I'd recommend that. Then we shot out to Kalgoorlie the next day, stayed there for the night. On our way we were going to go up the Great Central Road, but it's had water over it for a long time and it's probably still going to be covered for a while. So then we decided to change of plans, so I looked up Goog's track was good to go, so we're going to shoot across the Nullarbor. Had some other cars meeting up with us that at this point were at Esperance, and they were coming up to Kalgoorlie to meet us to do the GCR, but then change of plans, so I said we're going back across the Nullarbor, meet you at Norseman. Then there was a big truck crash, so we had to go bush. We spent 4 hours on bush tracks working our way around, an extra 300 or 400 kilometres to get to Norseman. And we were there, we left there, it was nearly 1 p.m. instead of 9 a.m. like the others did. Yeah, so, they left Norseman about 9, we left about 1, and we were meant to be getting to Border Village, we're all booked in, so of course we did. It was just a little bit after dark, about 7 o'clock sort of thing, yep. No mucking around, we sort of didn't have any stops and a few things like that to make up a bit of time. We were sort of, getting the job done, worked out well. Anyway, we got to Border Village, met up with the others for the first time on the trip. We did have others meet us in Perth as well for travelling around, and then they sort of headed back separately as well. So it was a bit of a lot of different people coming and going on the trip, so which was good. Caught up with some friends while we're in Perth, lots of people at different times, which was good. Thanks to everybody for the efforts in doing so. Then from Border Village, next day to Ceduna, so that was an easy day. Relaxed there for the afternoon. Then up nice and early, we headed north, and all the details on 4x4 Adventures, of course, up Goog's track to Kingunya, and then up to Coopapedy, and then out to the Painted Desert, and then up past Udnadada, up the road a bit, found a nice camp there. Then we continued a nice camp off the side of the Udnadada track, north of Udnadada. Like I said, it's all in the 4x4 Adventures. Up to Marla the next day. Marla, I get mixed up. Marla, Murray, this, that, and the other. Yeah, Marla to the Roadhouse, $4 for a shower out the back. Beautiful. There's a few days without that. It's always good to have a nice hot shower and freshen up. And then from there we shot up the highway to Colgera, quick stop there, a bit of a refuel for the Hilux, then inland to Lambert Lambert Centre, then out of Lambert Centre out to Fink, up the road a bit, up the old Gan line for a bit of a drive, found a nice campsite off the side there for the night. Then next day back down there a little bit through Fink down to Mount Dare, refuel, bit of a chit chat, something to eat, usual sort of stuff like that. And then we're out of there, out to Dalhousie Springs for a swim at the springs. Everybody loved that, of course, why wouldn't you? And then across the desert, bit of drama on the desert, broken cars, you know, the Hilux, the diff bolts fell out of the bracket, and of course that was a drama, it broke the drive shaft. So then it did the desert in two-wheel drive and nearly did it on one tank of fuel, even though it had 80 litres of jerry cans in the back. Blah blah blah. Out to Birdsville, had cabins booked there, happy days. And then from Birdsville we shot down the Birdsville track, which was a little bit messy in places. Again, details will be in those videos on 4Before Adventures. Down to Maree, right? I got it around the right way. Maree, Marla. Totally always get those mixed up. Yeah, Maree. I mean, talk about two places starting with M with 6-letter word at each end of the Oodnadatta track, basically. So, okay, so yeah, Maree, yeah, Maree. Stayed in the rooms there. They're pretty clean, you know, like usual, pretty good. They got a pool at the back of the pub. Meals in the pub are okay. Yeah, Maree, and then from Maree down to where did we stay last night? Renmark. Stayed at the Riverbend Caravan Park, and nice spot there on the river, of course. Just a fly-by visit though. And then right now driving through, heading south. We'll be fully back on deck in the morning, packing those kits from the people that listened, that put their orders in yesterday. They're all paid for. If anyone sees this video and you sort of really wanted something, you want your front hubs for your Prado or your Hilux, or you want your BFE for your Prado or your Hilux 1KD, just the diesels, people. There's no BFE for the petrol engine. We couldn't source the bearings, blah blah blah. You know what, we don't see that many V6s, don't have that much request for it, so sort of haven't really worried about it. Okay, you don't need injectors on your V6, you need other things. You really need to watch the videos. But if you want your BFE, your injector kit, your front wheel bearing kits, and you see this video, shoot me the text message Wednesday morning, just the one off, Wednesday morning, 7:30 AM, and I'll send you the order. And obviously you'll be second priority to those that listen for Monday. And if you're not in too much of a hurry, just leave it till Monday the 29th, and that's it. So hopefully you get the gist of it. For the next couple of months, it's going to be every Monday, 7:30 AM for those parts. Dobinson suspension Tuesday, 8 AM. Send me a text message with what your vehicle is. Don't worry too much about what the accessories are initially. Just send me what your vehicle is. I need to know whether you probably want monotubes. You don't want twin tubes. That's all old news now. So you want monotubes. You want them assembled or not, because you're going to put them in yourself or not. You know, the front's assembled or not. That's what I need to know. And what suburb, state, area. Give me your suburb postcode and that for delivery, so then I can say, hey, yep, this is how much it is. I'll send you the order, you pay for it. And then throughout the day, usually, hopefully sooner rather than later, depends how quick you are at 8 o'clock and what I've got going on then. But I'll send you the order, you pay for it. As soon as the money's in the bank, then I'm on to you going, hey, okay, now tell me, what have you got? A bull bar, a winch, dual batteries, bash plates, side brush bars, heavy duty side steps, K-on underbody protection, rear storage systems that weigh whatever, and fridges and roof racks and rear bars and all that. And then I'll do the correct spring selection for you. It's what I do. I spend a lot of time thinking, you might not even know, a lot of time thinking on your suspension kit, making sure I've done my absolute best with over 10 years experience on Dobinsons, on Prados, to select the right springs for your vehicle so we get it right the first time. Usually that's how it works out. The good news is with the front, they can be slightly adjustable. Sometimes I've got to manipulate people a little bit on and get them a little bit higher or a little bit lower than what they wanted, because it's not always the best decision. High isn't always the best option, same as low isn't always the best option if you're out on the tracks. Anyway, I talked longer than I thought. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. I've given you a lot of information. Hit the like button if that's true and correct, and I'll catch you on the next video. See ya.